Hi girls, and welcome to Linear Relationships Part 2. This time we're going to be solving simultaneous equations because remember, a linear relationship is an equation. Here's a linear relationship here. We can tell because it's got two pronumerals, no powers, no silliness like that. And we're going to solve these. We're going to find an x value and a y value that works for both of these linear relationships. And we're going to do that by eliminating one of the letters. Now let's have a look at these. You'll notice that these ones over here on the left are lined up so the x's are above the x's, the y's are above the y's, and the numbers above the number. I'm going to get rid of these x's because they're the same size, and if I subtract 4x minus 4x will be 0. They will kill each other off. And I continue that subtraction across the columns. 5y minus y will give me 4y. And then 3 minus 7 will give me, going to negative land, minus 4. And now we have a simple equation. 4y equals minus 4. I divide both sides by 4, and I get y equals minus 1. That's 1/2 of the job done. And really, it's the harder part because now we've got this value for y. We can put it into either of these original equations. Now I'm going to prove to you that does the same job in either of them. Let's put in the top one first. 4x plus 5 negative 1. So I'm just taking the value from down here, rewriting this equation and replacing the y with what I know y is worth. So 4x plus 5 lots of minus 1 equals 3. So then I just, 5 times minus 1 is minus 5. And now I plus 5 to both sides. You can see I'm just solving this equation. And then if 4x is equals 8, I divide both sides by 4, x equals 2. So I've got my two answers, but just to show you, I could have put that negative 1 into this equation instead and gone 4x plus, well, the y is a minus 1 equals 7. So 4x minus 1 equals 7. I'm going to add 1 to both sides. 4x equals 8. Divide both sides by 2 and I get x equals 2. Sorry, divide both sides by 4 and I get x equals 8. Oh no, now I've opened Word and it's going to spit up at me. No, it's not. Okay. Now let's come over this side. Another pair of simultaneous equations. We're going to solve them again by elimination. This time you'll see the 2y and the 2y are above each other. Notice this is negative 2y. This is positive 2y. Whereas over here I got rid of the x's by subtracting because you see 4x minus 4x is 0. Over here, to get them to cancel, I would need to add them, because minus 2y plus 2y will make 0. So that's very important. You need to check, yes, they're the same size, but what will make them cancel each other out? In this case, adding them will make the y's cancel out. So now x plus 3x is 4x. Minus 7, going up by 19, we end up at 12. I divide both sides by 4. I get x equals 3. There's my first answer. And you remember I just substitute into either one of those, whichever one you like the most. I actually like the top one a bit more, just cause 3 minus 2y equals minus 7. Subtract 3 to from both sides. Negative 2y equals negative 10. Divide both sides by negative 2 and y equals 5. So there we have our x value and our y value. Now I'm going to show you one more. Alright, let's have a look at this one first. This one here, you'll notice none of the x or y's are the same size. What the heck can I do? Have a look at this one up here. Look at this x value. 2x. If I multiplied this by 3, I'd get 6x, wouldn't I? what I'm going to do, I'm allowed to take this whole equation and multiply everything in it by 3. Because remember, as long as you do the same thing to both sides, you don't ruin an equation. So I'm going to multiply everything by 3, and that makes 6x plus 15y equals 9. This is still the same equation. I've just blown up both sides by a factor of 3. Now, the x's are the same size. I can use that process, in this case minus the x's. I'd have to minus the y's, so minus 2 minus 15 is minus 17. And 26 minus 9 is, funnily enough, 17. Divide both sides by negative 17 and I get y equals minus 1. The hardest step to here, all the rest is the same stuff, you're just solving simultaneously, but we first had to multiply this so that this equation here had the same size x's. Now we've got our y equals minus 1. What do? I substitute it into any of these equations that I made or were given. I like the top one. The top one's kind of nice. 2x plus 5 lots of minus 1 equals 3. 5 times minus 1 is minus 5. Add 5 to both sides. X equals 4. And there's, remember, you need to find both solutions. Don't stop at just one. Let's have a look at one more. This is the hardest version you can get. The hardest version is, you'll notice 3 times something can't equal 5. 4 times something can't equal 3. And they're not the same size at all. What can I do? Well, I'm going to pick one of the letters. It doesn't matter which one, whichever one you like the most. I'm actually going to pick x, just because it's nice here and roomy. Yeah, nice and roomy. I'm going to multiply this lot by 5. This whole equation I'm going to multiply by 5. I got that 5 from down here. So I'm going to multiply this equation by 3. I got the 3 from up here. Now what happens? You'll notice, I'm just going to point this out again. Where did I get this 5 from? I stole it from there. Where did I get this 3 from? I stole it from there. Let's have a look at what happens to the top equation first. This equation here, multiplying everything by 5. 5 times 3, 15. Come on, stupid pen. Come on, stupid pen. There we go. 5 times 4 is 20 y's. I'm multiplying everything by 5. And then 5 times 6 is 30. So we've done that top one. Now I need to do this one here. I'm going to multiply this one by 3. Everything multiplied by 3. So 3 times 5, look at that, 15x. And that's what we're after. We want those x's in this case to be the same size. It didn't have to be x, we just chose x. If we'd chosen y, we would have had to multiply the top one by 3 and the bottom one by 4, but we chose x. Doesn't matter. 3 times 3 then would be 9 y's. And then 3 times minus 1 is minus 3. Okay, let's solve this then. They are the same size and the same sign, so I minus them. 15 minus 15 is 0. 20 minus 9, 11 y's. And 30 minus minus 3. Check yourself, 30, before you make a mistake. 30 minus minus 3 is the same as 30 plus 3, so that's 33. Just check those signs. Now we divide both sides by 11, y equals 3. And once you've got your answer there, you can go right back to any one of these. You can use any of them. Personally, I like the simplest one. Which one do I like? Let's see, we've got y equals 3. Let's go to this top one. Y, 3x plus 4. Now what was y again? Y is 3. Equals 6. 4 times 3 is 12, so I've got 3, come on pen, x plus 12 equals 6. I'm going to take 12 away from both sides. Let's get this rubbish out of the way. Take 12 away from both sides, so 3x. Now 6 minus 12 is minus 6. Now divide both sides by 3, x equals minus 2. Now girls, I hope that was useful. I think that video is long enough. If you get stuck, you can either come and harass me or Mr. Goring, or come to a tutoring session. Good luck.